Hey you guys, Adrienne Dion here, and today we're going to be talking all about ants, automatic negative thoughts. Did you know that the average person has about 60,000 thoughts a day, and of those 60,000 thoughts, 75% of them are negative? That just goes to show you being a positive person takes a lot of effort. So today we're going to dig deep just a little bit into the different types of negative thoughts so that you can recognize them when they come up, and then I'm going to tell you how to get rid of them. So the first type of negative thinking, or the first species of ant we're going to be talking about today, is the always or never thinking. That's when you say things like, this always happens to me, or things never work out for me. That is not true, and that's a negative thought. The second type of negative thinking is mind reading. That's when you give yourself special magical abilities to be able to tell what other people are thinking. So you say things like, this person doesn't like me, or they think that I'm an idiot and so they try and use me. You don't know that. That's negative thinking. The next type is fortune telling. And I'll admit, I have some problems with this sometimes. I automatically feel like I know what's going to happen before it does. And that's just not true. So you say things like, this isn't going to work out for me, or once I do this, I'm going to fail at it, or they're going to all laugh at me because I'm going to mess up. And you just don't know that. If you do know how to tell, the fortune, and you can tell, hit me up. I need to know some things. The next type of negative thinking is called labeling, and I'm pretty sure you already know what that is. But a lot of times we can not only label other people, but we can label ourselves. And so if we say something like, I'm unlovable, it's going to be very hard for you to deal with the situation when you've labeled yourself. So say you're going out to meet new friends. If you feel like you're unlovable or you're not attractive, it's going to be hard for you to make friends and be your best self in that situation. That's a negative thought. The next type of negative thinking we're going to be talking about is a big one, and that is blame. Blaming someone or someone else for your problems and making yourself a victim is such a big problem, and will be a big problem in your life if you allow it. That is a negative thought. It's your fault that this happened to me, or if this hadn't happened, I wouldn't have. That's negative thinking. Cut it out. The next type of negative thinking is personalization. And that is when you take an event or something that happens and put personal meaning to it. Okay, so my friend walked by my car today and she didn't say anything to me. That must mean that she's mad at me. That might not be the case. She probably had something else on her mind and didn't even see you. That's negative thinking when you do that. The next type of negative thinking is guilt beatings. And that is one that I can say for sure I've struggled with. That's when you make statements like, I should be doing this, or I should be this far along. It could be placed on you by others, or you could place that guilt on yourself. It's not good for you, and that's not guilty thinking, but it's also negative thinking. The next type of negative thinking is thinking with our feelings. Now, we encounter so many emotions throughout a day, and for us women, we could encounter 10 different emotions in 5 minutes. So it's important not to make our feelings make something true. So that's when you kind of say, I feel like this person doesn't love me. I feel like you're mad at me. You cannot think with your feelings. You cannot make your feelings make something true. The last type of negative thinking that we're going to talk about today is focusing only on the negative. Now, this ant can take a positive situation and taint it with negativity. So it's important for us to be conscious and intentional about looking at the positive at every situation. Now, the good thing about all these different types of negative thinking processes is that you are not your thoughts. So that means you can have control over them, and you have to if you want to be successful and live a positive, happy life. So I'm going to give you the answer to how you can get rid of these ants in my episode 20 on the Gold Mind podcast. Make sure you tune in to get the answer, because you don't want this ant infestation all up in your brain, do you? No, that's no way to live, and you can live better. All right, I'll talk to you guys in episode 20. Bye.